People have always asked, what was your favorite thing to find on the Arabia? For me, it's always been the story. The story of the boat, the passengers, and the collection she carried. But now it's time to tell a new and more expansive story of an American frontier just beginning to discover itself. A more complete history of steamboat travel and the pioneers who risked everything for a better life. Stories that have gone untold for generations, lost to the dark depths of riverbeds and farm fields. Stories waiting to be brought back to the light.
Right now in mid-Missouri, there is a hunt underway for a buried treasure of sorts, and if found, it could benefit the Metro for generations.
When most people think about shipwrecks, they're thinking about boats that are lost in the ocean. What they don't realize is there are all of these steamboats that have sunk on rivers like the Missouri.
The Missouri River was the artery of the creation of the West.
There were no stores here. The steamboats were the traveling stores, and it was really big business.
In 1988, my dad and I and brother Greg and a couple friends dug a steamboat called the Arabia, filled with over 200 tons of priceless treasures. We found so much, we had to build a building, a museum, to put it all into. It is the largest of its kind in the world.
There are things in this collection that you can't find anywhere else.
I've been an archaeologist for 23 years, been all over the world, and I've never seen anything like this.
The Arabia is a great story, but there's other stories to be told. The steamboat Malta sank in September 1841, heading north with Indian trade goods. And I think I found it.
The Malta is connected to so many important people in frontier history. Excavating it is like touching their lives.
Well, finding treasure is one thing. The question, what do you do with it?
I could see this becoming a center for Western history. If we had a museum of the steamboat and we had 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 ships, all of a sudden the complete picture of the history of the West is visually correct, finally.
That would be a phenomenal resource for history professors, lovers of history. This would just bring it home.
You could spend a day or several days looking through the history of America through the lens of these steamships.
The things that were so incredibly rare, they've evaporated into time, they're all dust, they're here.
What they've done has changed the way that we imagine this period in American history.
It's exciting to imagine what's possible for the museum and for the community around it.
It's a great period of our American history.
Every historian who's worth their salt needs to get here and see this.
It's going to be the adventure of a lifetime.
Join us as we bring these stories to life at the National Steamboat Museum. Your donation today will help us build a larger facility for the Steamboat Arabia and others like her. Donate today and help us tell an American story so vast and so remarkable, you'll have to see it to believe it.